Hi, I'm Josh from the PI Workshop. I just wanted to give you a tour of the house today, show you how it's been living in it since we renovated it, and also give you a tour of the shop since I completed all of that too. Stick around, take you on a tour. So this is the workshop. It's a space dedicated in the back of the RV for, I don't know what. Space goes really deep into here. We can actually fit a full-size kayak all the way through behind that wall. But it was really important to me to have workshop space since I had to give up my big 2.5 car garage to have this life on the road. I didn't want to lose all my capabilities. I knew I was going to lose some, but I didn't want to give up all of them. So I'll give you a shop tour to see how I've converted 2.5 car garage worth of space and tools into about a 3x6 square foot space. Right. So you see over here I have my CNC set up. You can check out this video over here, somewhere over here. You'll see the video where I went to Bob Claggett's shop and I cut down my X-carve. This has worked out like a champ. I've actually made money here at the RV park using my X-carve, cutting some people some, like, "This is where we're from" signs and the air cleaner that I showed in that video. Up along the top, I've got some tool storage. I've got a cordless circular saw to... It will never replace my table saw, but I can cut stuff. My sander, a Craig jig, a crappy jigsaw. I've got my Dremel levels. I've got clamps all around. I've got a small handheld miter box with handsaw. T-squares. I've got my new 3D printer, which is super awesome. This is the Monoprice Select Mini 3D printer. It was $200 on Amazon, and for that price, I'll easily get into it. It creates really great prints, except this is the first time I've actually had a nozzle jam. So right in the middle of a print, apparently the nozzle has clogged, so I got to fix that. So it's the first time that's happened, but it's 3D printing. That happens. It was bound to happen sooner or later. So this contraption here, I was in the process of making a build video, but I lost some footage and it didn't really work out. This was a lot of cutting, figuring. So I wanted a workbench type area. So this was the tabletop to my old workbench in my workshop. But I didn't want to lose the depth that I have. So I wanted a tabletop that I could get to all the storage underneath. But I didn't want to lift up because I knew I was going to store stuff on top of it. So I decided to put it on rails. So it's on drawer slides. So it can slide back and forth. And I got some Kaizen foam to put in some regularly used tools. Screwdrivers, chisels, pliers, that kind of thing. But I have a lot of depth, so I wanted more. So this one is also on slides. So I have an electronics piece that has some Arduino kits, some wires, wire cutters, some pieces of GoPro, a soldering iron, some solder, that kind of stuff. And then lastly, the big heavy one that's on the bottom has wrenches and sockets, hammers, heavier things that I might need down here. And I don't have to move anything off the top. I can get everything down there. If I need to store something when we travel that is not necessarily bolted down, I can put it down in this pit and off it goes, which the printer will probably go down in there whenever we travel. On this side, I've got my drill storage. It hangs up. I've got a battery charger for those drills, tape and adhesives and binding agents over there, drill bits and pencils and things that are regularly used right there. All of the tape measures that I usually lost in my workshop, I can now see them. They're right there. I've got the Mac that was in our house. Used to be our house computer. I moved out here and bolted down, and that thing actually stays right there whenever we travel. It doesn't move. I've tested it. It is hooked up to the x-carve, and I have yet to install the software for the 3D printer, but I could. I just don't like to design stuff out here because I got to stand up and it's outside, whatever. So I had a little tiny light that was up here that really wasn't putting out that much. So I went to the box store and got this LED light fixture and figured it did not actually come with the fluorescent lights. I watched Matt Cremona's video about using strip lights, and I had some left over from an old project, so I attached a bunch of strip lights, made a simple switch. There you go. Now I've got lighting. This is the workshop. I've got dust collection for the x-carve on a small shop vac. I've got a little space for some material storage back there, not a whole lot. And then just a bin full of odds, ends, and knickknacks that moves around whenever we travel. But this is what's allowed me to keep the workshop going. It's been a struggle. I know moving from my very capable shop has been very difficult, but having this space back here that I can come back here, actually the camera is set up on a gigantic Pelican case that I use to store things for our kayaks. This is what the kids use to stand on whenever we're back here working on things. So me and the boys, and even my little daughter, she loves coming back here too. We're back here 3D printing things, using the tools. We have my kids' little tool set is up there. Every once in a while they'll ask me to hammer stuff. So it's a really great time. The ability that I had to teach my kids and share the ability to make things with them and with others has not left. It's just become concentrated. The 3D printer, the CNC are really the all-stars back here, but they've worked out really well. They've actually helped me out here in the RV park. People that live next door, they broke their vacuum cleaner, so I took the little broken knob that slid on a telescoping thing, and I 3D modeled it, and I made them a new one. So I've helped somebody else. I've helped things in the house. As if you follow my Instagram or the Facebook page, then you can see all the things that we model that have either helped some situation in the house or made things kind of whimsical and fun. 3D printing is really cool. So I have the ability to make things, to fix things, and to create things. So that's really what the three pillars of my workshop needed to be. And even though it's really tiny, this workshop still allows me to do those things. So let's go see the house.